start off with our first long bone. And all long bones have a shaft. The shaft of a long bone is technically called, is that the one? This. I was looking for the, you want to go get your sheet? The diaphysis. The diaphysis of a long bone means the shaft of the long bone. That's singular. If you want to pluralize any word in anatomy that ends in S-I-S, just make it an E. E would mean multiple shafts. Clear? Okay. Then every long bone has two ends. It has two ends. And since long bones are only found in the extremities, there's a proximal and a distal, what we call epiphysis. So the epiphyses, S-E-S, are the ends of a long bone. Follow me so far? Okay, and then all long bones except one have a head. All long bones except one have a head. And then all heads except one are on the proximal epiphysis.
Which is the one that doesn't have?
You'll find out next week. Next week. I know it's frustrating, isn't it? Okay.
Oh my gosh.
This is the shaft or the diaphysis of your humerus, right there. Okay, this is one end, this is the other end. Okay, this round prominence is the head of the humerus. Hence, this is the epiphysis that's proximal. This is the proximal epiphysis, this is the distal epiphysis of the humerus, because it has the head here. Okay? The head of the humerus also must face medially in the human body. Hence, anything on the same side the head faces must be the medial side of the bone. Anything on the opposite side must be the lateral side of the bone. That make sense? Is everybody following me?
Can you repeat?
Okay, the head is proximal and medial. The head's round. It faces, it's the proximal end, and it must face the midline of the body. So anything that's on the same side must be medial. Anything on the other side of the head is lateral. Okay? Directly behind the head is a thin line of bone. Can you see this thin line of bone? Right there, that thin line. Right here. That's called the anatomical neck. That's the anatomical neck of the humerus, that line. And then behind the anatomical neck, usually down here, it does go all the way around, but the surgical neck is right below the anatomical neck, usually right here. And usually, if this bone's going to fracture on the neck, it happens there, and it would require surgery to fix it, hence it's the surgical neck. Okay? It's just the way. Did you see that? Did everybody see that?
The line is the
Anatomical neck, below the surgical neck.
That's where it would break.
Yeah, this is where it would break.
Surgery, and
That's correct. Now, another reason you study these three-dimensionally is because to get the next two things, you have to look down at the top of the bone like this, which is a view that's not often seen in any book. But when you look down, you can see two bumps, a big bump and a little bump when you look down at this view. The big bump is called the greater tubercle, and the little bump is the lesser tubercle of the humerus.